What is happening, people, and welcome to today's video where I'm not sure if you've noticed, but I've gotten a little bit older. I don't know when, I don't know how, but at some point in time I woke up, looked in the mirror, and I was in my mid-40s, and even though I still feel like I'm 16 in my head, my body does not recover the way that it used to. So what I thought I'd do for this video is give you guys 3 practical tips that I personally use to help combat some of the recovery problems that come with being an older or aging lifter. Now, I think it's very, very important to note here that if you are a beginner lifter and you are in your mid-40s or even older, then trust me, train like a beginner because you can make absolutely amazing gains and amazing progress through your mid-40s, even later in life. There's no problem at all with that. However, if you're more in the boat that I am in, where you're in your mid-40s, but you have like 20, 30 years of experience under the bar, then I can just about guarantee that those miles are going to have cost you something. So now a lot of your goals have to do with longevity, enjoying yourself, and also making it further in the sport without hurting yourself anymore. So I thought what I'd do is kind of placate to that group and give you guys 3 things. Now, the very first one that I want to talk about that I've been practically implementing a lot recently is that I'm taking my sessions and I'm making them shorter in length, but then I'm upping the frequency. So I might be working out 5 to 6 times a week, but each one of those sessions is only 20 to 30 minutes in longevity. And I've really been enjoying these shorter sessions for a couple reasons. The first of which is because it truly simplifies my training and it cuts out anything that doesn't matter. There is a difference between being productive and being busy, and all of the busy work gets cut out because you only have time for the most important things. And also, since the duration is shorter, that means that I can keep my intensity up for pretty much the entire workout, as opposed to a 2-hour leg war going in and having to deal with all of that. And also, if you are low on motivation or you find yourself low on time, then it's a lot easier to kind of fit in a 20-minute session or a 30-minute session into your busy day or your overwhelming day. Or if you're not motivated, it's easy to kind of get up for that, as opposed to someone being like, hey man, we're gonna go do squats for 2 hours and you're gonna throw up and you're gonna be crippled for the next week of your life. So it is a lot easier to do with that. The only problem that I really find with these shorter sessions is that since you have cut out a lot of fat, then there is some overlap between variations, main movers and stuff like that. So it's a little bit of more challenge to program. So I would highly recommend something like my RPM program because it's built specifically for something like this. The second practical tip that I'd like to discuss, and this is something that I've used a lot in the past, is to stretch out my split. Now this works particularly well for people who do not want to shorten their workout or cut anything extra out of it. You want to do your standard 1 to 2 hour long workout, but the only problem with that is as you get older, you might have trouble recovering between those sessions, because for most people watching this, you will train in a 7-day week, you'll hit the gym 3 to 4 times. Now, typically what that ends up being is like Monday is deadlift day, Wednesday is overhead press day, Friday is squat day, and then Saturday or Sunday is like a bench day, just for instance, laying out a typical 4-day split. So instead of doing that, I would either recommend dropping back to a 3-day split or stretching it out over a 10-day cycle. So that means that Monday will be your deadlift day, Wednesday will be your overhead press day, Friday is still your squat day, and then Saturday and Sunday you're either taking completely off, you're doing some sort of functional training, active recovery, something like that, but then Monday you come back in and that's when your bench day hits. Then the whole cycle cycles back around to hit your deadlift day on Wednesday, Friday will be your overhead press day, and then Monday will be your next squat day. So it just takes a 7-day split and pushes all those days out over to a 10-day split, so you get at least 24 to 48 hours between your big strength sessions, and I find the recovery really goes easier for more older to aging lifters than it does just trying to fit in all 4 of those days in a 7-day split. And finally, the third practical tip that I'd like to share with you is something that's probably not going to come as a surprise to any of you, and that is to add more functional training into your actual routine. Stuff that truly mimics real world stuff. Stuff like farmer's walks, weighted carries, loading movements, sandbag work, things like that are practically going to move over into your life and help you in your everyday situations. Something like carrying groceries, farmer's walk completely carries that. If you need to pick up a box of books or help someone move a couch, you don't do it the same way that you do a barbell deadlift. It does not translate over in the same type of way that if you picked up a sandbag, because it completely, totally mimics the exact same movement patterns that you would in your everyday life when you go to move heavy things and transport stuff. And as you get older, all those things truly matter because most people do not hurt themselves when they're doing a 1 rep maximum deadlift. Everything is locked in. Your brain is there, you're focused, you have intention, everything is good to go. When you hurt yourself is when you're out shoveling your snow, or you slip on ice, or you're getting a kid out of a car seat or something where you're not thinking about your breathing and bracing, you're not thinking about your positioning, and you end up twisting funny or moving funny or doing something, and that's when you hurt yourself because your training isn't going over into the functional side of your life. So I would highly recommend picking up some more things that will only help your other training. Your barbell training will all go through the roof because of doing things like sandbags and farmer's walks and weighted carries. But not only that, in your real life, you will see the translation over huge. You'll go to pick up a coffee table one day and you'll be like, wow, I can't believe that I can manipulate things like this. And it's simply because you've been playing with sandbags and carrying around farmer's handles and stuff like that. So I would highly, highly recommend that if you were getting kind of further into your silver years of lifting, that you start doing more functional things that will translate over into everywhere else in your life. So there you guys go. There are 3 practical tips for all of you that are kind of more in the masters lifting category, the people who are reaching their mid-30s, been in the game a while, up to your 40s, all the way into your 50s and beyond. If that describes you and you are enjoying some of these tips, please leave it in the comment section down below, because I want to do an entire series for people kind of my age and how lifting kind of changes as you need to start thinking about things like recovery a little bit more seriously. So I thank you guys so much for absolutely every single thing that you do to help support the channel, and I truly, truly want to thank each and every single one of you who has participated in a coaching call, because I've had so much fun. For those of you who have done a coaching call, you will know I get so excited on the phone, and I love meeting each and every single one of you and just being able to help you out, and it's been awesome. So if you are interested in that, please contact me at neversate@gmail.com. We'll set up a time that we can talk and just solve any of your lifting problems or do form checks or whatever the case may be. But I do thank you guys so much for the programs, for just everything you guys do to help me out. And it truly means more than you know. So I will catch you later in the week until I do go out something amazing in your lives. Keep working hard, people. Be nice to each other. See you then.